Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kate. Today we're going to be covering the distance formula and the midpoint formula. So we're going to start here with the distance formula. So distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So we're going to start with an example. So we're finding the distance between point A, which is 4, 6, and B, which is negative 2, 3. So we're going to start by labeling our points here. So we have x1, y1, x2, y2. Then we're going to write out our equation. That's always a good thing to do. Always start with writing out the equation so you don't forget it. So here's our equation, and now we're just going to plug in our points. We have the square root. Our x2 is negative 2. Our x1 is 4, so minus 4 squared. Plus our y2 is 3. And our y1 is 6, so minus 6 squared. And now we're going to simplify. So we have negative 2 minus 4, which is negative 6. And then 3 minus 6 is negative 3. Then we're going to move over here because we're running out of space. And we have negative 6 squared, which is 36, plus negative 3 squared is 9, which is equal to the square root of 45, which you can simplify it to 3 root 5. So that's our answer here. 3 root 5 is our distance. Okay, now we're going to move on to the midpoint formula. So our midpoint formula is you do x1 plus x2 over 2 to find the x coordinate and y1 plus y2 over 2 to find the y coordinate. So we're going to use our example here to find the midpoint between point A, which is 7, 3, and B, which is negative 4, 6. So we're going to label them again, x1 and y1, x2 and y2. We're going to write out our equation. So we have x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. So now we're going to move over here. So we have our x1 is 7, so we have, and our x2 is negative 4, so 7 plus negative 4 over 2, and then 3 plus 6 over 2. And then we have, so 7 plus negative 4 is the same thing as 7 minus 4, so we get 3 halves, and 3 plus 6 is 9, so 9 over 2 is 9 halves. So our midpoint is 3 halves, 9 halves. So that's our answer here. And now we're going to do another example here. And our example here is to find the midpoint. So we're going to draw it out so it helps. So we're trying to find, if we given the coordinates of A, we're trying to find the coordinates of A. So our point B coordinates are negative 1, 2, and then C is 3, negative 5. And so B is our midpoint. So we're going to draw our line here. I'm going to draw it slanted like this. So B is our midpoint. So here, we know its coordinates are negative 1, 2. So we're going to write negative 1, 2. Then here we have A, and that's what we're trying to find. So we're going to put question mark. Then here we have C, and our coordinates are 3, negative 5. So we're going to write out our midpoint formula. And we're going to do, so x1 plus x2 over 2, and y1 plus y2 over 2. So remember, B is our midpoint, and so x1 is right here would be x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. So we're not going to use B yet, but watch here. So you're going to do x1, we're just going to keep it there because we don't know that one. That's what we're trying to find. And x2 is 3, so plus 3 over 2. And then our y1 we don't know. And then plus a negative 5 over 2. And we know what our midpoint is. So this is our midpoint x value right here, and our midpoint y value right here. So you're going to set it equal to that. So you're going to do x1 plus 3 over 2 is equal to negative 1, and then y1, which then becomes minus 5 over 2, is equal to 2. Okay? So now you just multiply over here by 2, so you do x1 plus 3 is equal to negative 2. And then you're going to subtract 3, which equals negative 5. Then over here, you're going to multiply by 2 again, which equals 4. Then you're going to add 5, which is 9. So our endpoint A, our coordinates are negative 5, 9. So that's how you you get given the midpoint and one of the endpoints, you can find the coordinates of the other endpoint. So now I'm going to go over here, and it tells us that M right here is the midpoint of JK, and we're to find the missing value. So we're trying to find JK, but first we need to find what X is. So since M is the midpoint, this JM and MK are equal. So we can write, right here, we can write JM is equal to MK. So then we can set these values right here. So 3x minus 4 is equal to 5x minus 26, because these are the values they give us. Then we're going to do like terms. So over here, we're going to subtract 3x. So you get negative 4 equals 2x minus 26. I'm going to add 26 to this side. So you get 22 equals 2x. Then divide by 2, so x equals 11. So now we're trying to find JK. So we know JK is the whole thing, so that would be JM plus MK. So over here, we're going to do JM plus MK is equal to JK. So we're going to plug, so you would do 3x minus 4 plus 5x minus 26 is equal to JK. We're going to plug in our x value. So we get 3 times 11 minus 4 plus 5 times 11 minus 26 is equal to JK. So we get 33 minus 4 plus 55 minus 26 equal to JK. So here we get 29 plus 55 minus 26 is 29 equal to JK. And so you can see this was right here was our JM value, and here's our MK, and they're equal, since that's how it should be, since M was our midpoint. And your final answer is JK equals 58. So that's our final answer. So I hope those examples helped you understand the distance formula and the midpoint formula. And that's it for today, but our next video will cover angle relationships.